Welcome to Rose City, the after show, the podcast where we dive into the wonderful world of the popular novel Rose City by author Karina Q. In each episode, we will be discussing a different aspect of the book, from complex characters to the intricate plot twists and everything in between. Check out Rose City on Kindle Vella to stay up to date as we explore unique perspectives and insight on the story. So today we are doing an icebreaker question, and it's directly related to what's going on in this chapter, which is like some craziness at Malia's graduation dinner. So it says, have you ever experienced being at an event where someone you didn't like was there? How did you handle that? Who wants to take that first? Go ahead, girl.
So after I stopped working at the funeral home, Karina decided that we were all going to have a little family get together, and asshole, not her, the other one, she was there. It took everything in me not to attack her. I kept going upstairs and having prayer and rubbing Karina's cat Princess. That's why she's my girl, out of all the cats. But yeah, every time I came downstairs and I looked at her and she was like telling really corny jokes, and then like Corwin's girl at the time kept laughing, giving off these fake laughs, and it was just
trying to make her not feel bad about herself.
Girl, yeah, just giving her a polite shuffle. Yeah, I'm like, come on, bruh. And she was just being loud and just stupid and obnoxious. She wanted me to know that, or not just me, but everybody, because nobody really likes her, but she wanted everybody to know she was there. And it was funny because there was a few times where I would look at Miss Kitty and we would like kind of make eye contact, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go back upstairs. So I'll go upstairs and say another prayer and kind of play with the kids and try to avoid everybody. But that was, and it was actually a dinner. What was that, pre-Thanksgiving that we were doing?
Yeah, it was a pre-Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, it was a pre-Thanksgiving. And so kids were there. Everybody was there pretty much. But yeah, I in hindsight probably should have thrown a drink, but I didn't. And I'm actually kind of proud of myself. She's the type of person I would love to call the police and, tear your life apart if she could, because that's how she rolls. So I said my prayers and I rubbed the little kitty cat. That's how I dealt with it.
Well, I think you did an amazing job, because I have been in situations too many times in my life where, there were people there that I just didn't like. And I had to change the question for the icebreaker, because I was going to put down, have you ever been in a situation where your family invited somebody to an event that they knew you didn't like? I was like, I'm not going to be that petty today. But yeah, that was the original question. And I would have to say yes. A lot of times I have been places where they specifically knew that I wasn't effing with certain people. And then I show up, you got to forgive. I don't have to do nothing. I have to do what I want to do. Okay. And that might be some physical violence. So yes, I've been in situations and places where there are people that I didn't like for good reason. And I just tend to kind of just try to ignore them. I don't need to make eye contact with you. I don't need to look at you. I don't need to validate your existence, because you don't exist to me. I'm done.
Yes, I have also. And my best go-to being around people that I have to be around that I don't like is just pretending they don't exist, or I don't know them like that. I'll speak, hi, how you doing? And then, I'll find myself on the other side of the room for the rest of the event. Conveniently, if I see them coming toward me, oh, excuse me, I need to use the restroom, or I'll be right back. And then you never come back, right? And then I always, bring my little book, or I have my books in my phone that I'll sit and read, but I'll just conveniently make myself unavailable, and then pretend they don't exist. So that's how I have approached those events.
And honestly, people don't exist. When you wrong me and you get on my nerves, like, I bury people. You know what I'm saying? I have to have a funeral service for people, and I'm just like, they're dead. They don't exist anymore. And people are like, that's rude, because what if that person was having a hard time? I don't care what you've been through. I don't, and maybe God needs to help give me a deliverance, but I don't have any more grace. I don't have grace for people doing shady stuff and then coming back and be like, we need to just bury the hatchet. No, because now you've exposed yourself. I have somebody right now who's been calling me for days. I haven't spoke to her since, I don't know, January, and her area code keeps popping up, and she got blocked. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Okay. I can't do this with people. All the in and out and the back and forth. And it was no beef or anything. It's just I can't do it. I don't have the grace. I don't have the capacity. And I know everybody's mentally struggling and going through things in this season in their life. But I'm going through some things too. But I don't choose to go through things and cut everybody off and, delete all of my Facebook accounts and all of these different things and then come back later on and be like, so let's rekindle this thing, right? I get that some people do that. But I'm going to say that when you've dealt with that too many times from too many people, you just get to the point where like, listen, I don't have time for it because I need to feel safe in whatever relationship I'm in. Even if it's just a friendship with a friend, I need to feel safe. If you're having a moment, just say, I'm just going through a couple things right now, but people are falling off the face of the planet and then they want to come back. Like, I don't want you to come back to my world. Just stay off, do whatever you want to do. Not trying to be rude, not trying to be bitter, just moving on and not looking back anymore. You know what I'm saying? Alicia over there, like, that was me. But the difference with you was, even when you went through different things, you didn't just like totally shut me out. Like, you would go months and I wouldn't hear nothing from you. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to come to your house. There was times I even had to reach out to your mom. Like, she okay? So, but
Yeah,
I always knew what was going
I'll
on.
send a text. I never delete my Facebook, but yeah, I have a habit. I'm coming out of that though. I'm a lot better than I was. Like you said, it would be months and nobody would hear a peep from me.
Right.
But it'd at least be a week or so, and then I'll send a text. Okay, I'm alive. Just letting you know. Don't worry about nothing. You know me. I'm going through my whatever, and so I'm not beefing, nothing like that. I ain't mad. Nothing happened. Nobody said anything. I gotta process my the way I process it, and then
Right.
when I feel like I could give you 100%, I don't want to give you pieces or whatever. If I feel I could give you at least 90, I want to try to give you 100, but if I could give you at least 90%, then I could do that, as opposed to just raining on everyone's parade.
But see, that's the thing. You always think that you always think that you're raining on other people's parade. You're really not raining on other people's parade. I'm going to say that if I can't be here for you as a friend, maybe you shouldn't want me in your life. You may not feel comfortable explaining everything or talking about everything in detail, but I should be able to be there for you on some level. And if if your life has to be totally perfect all the time in order for people to like you, then I don't think this is the crowd that I want to be around. So. That's my thoughts. Any other thoughts before we move into our recap of this chapter? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Malia's graduation dinner. And as we've seen in the last chapter, she basically got chased to her car by old crazy Chris, okay? So Malia is now showing up at the graduation dinner, her and Eva. She's kind of just trying to take a moment because she's pretty freaked out. This man, he just keeps popping up for whatever reason. I mean, he's like a cockroach. You step on him and here comes his homies, right? They want the smoke. So, not really sure what's going on there, but definitely somebody got to deal with Chris. So Malia's in the car. She gets out. She finally goes inside, and there's this very warm welcome. Her grandparents are there. Her sister's there, fiance, family, friends. Everybody is there. Mom and dad, just people are there, and they're there to celebrate her at like her favorite restaurant. They have a private room that they've rented out, and everything is just going good. The conversation, the wine, the food, the appetite, everything is going well until a dark cloud walks into the room and changes the entire mood. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Erica shows up with her homegirl, Jolisa. Okay? They show up being as ratchet in the hood as they could possibly be. Erica has a spirit on her. Yes, I said a spirit. Maybe, well, yeah, she got a demon on her. She needs to always have the attention on her constantly. So as they were at the dinner and people are having small talk, Erica goes there. She just started saying things that were quite inappropriate. When they were toasting Malia, she's got food falling out of her mouth and, just really doing the most. Her friend Julissa got her phone up and they like at the table, and it's like, God, somebody's trying to give somebody a nice little, congratulations speech. And this is you. Erica has a little run-in with grandma and, Come to find out, it was Papa. He invited Erica. He has a soft spot for her. You know, he always felt bad for her, and everybody else is like, if you just don't leave the devil's daughter alone, you know, some people you just can't help. And I'm done trying to help people. You don't even exist. So why are we doing this? Just leave folks alone. Leave them in the hole where they, you know, dug themselves out of. Just throw a handful of dirt on them. So maybe they can go back again. That's what should have happened with her, but it didn't. She shows up and she ruins things. And Malia is just sitting there like, why am I here? And that's the reason why we had that icebreaker question. Because a lot of times as human beings, you are forced to be in an uncomfortable situation with people you don't like. People know you don't like them, and they're like, we need to all get along. I'm done getting along with people. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not going to smile. I'm not going to pretend. We're done. So that's that. Any thoughts on this reflection of this chapter for the graduation dinner, ladies?
Yeah, I was really shocked when I first read this, and Erica's I was shocked, but I wasn't, because I knew she was going to pop up, you know, but I was just like, how'd she find out about the dinner? What grandfather, Papa, soft spot. And nobody gave him a heads up. Don't invite Erica. That's the part that I was like, how come he doesn't have the 411 on Erica? She's not to be invited around Malia, but
he knows. He's just like most people's family members who are highly disrespectful, where they're always trying to be the peacemaker. I didn't ask you to make no kind of peace.
That's true.
If I want to make peace with somebody, I know how to reach out to them. You know, people always know, because we got to get together and we're going to put this behind us. No, we're not. Because if you can't get to the root of the cause and people can't actually admit, I played a part in this and I was wrong and this is what I did, we're not moving past nothing. You're going to admit what you did.
And don't we all have that one family member that just don't know how to act anywhere? Like, you can't take them to a fine establishment and they just want to cut out. I was just like, Erica was all of that, and I'm like,
You know, the sad part is I have a lot of family members that you can't take them nowhere because they tend to act up. So I just don't hang out with those people. You get tired of being embarrassed. Alicia, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I agree with both of you. I believe that Grandpa definitely knew. There's no way Grandpa didn't know. He didn't care. That's what it was. He's like, no, because we're family. She's part of this family too. And that's what did he call her? Sunshine? That's his sunshine. And she's coming, and he didn't care what nobody thought. That's why, even though everybody got quiet in the room and everybody's looking like, ugh, and he gonna jump up out of his chair. Sunshine. I'm like, He knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't care. He knew nobody liked her. He was just like, but I'm gonna be the one that's going, you know. Grandpa knew.
Grandpa knew.
Erica.
You know, I was just thinking Erica probably caught him crying, talking about, oh, Malia, it's so mean to me. I don't know why she doesn't like me.
Do we really need to go over the record, sis, of all the things that you've done?
Always the victim.
Always the victim. So in this chapter, we also see Erica's father. You know, we've talked a little bit about him in the chapter that was titled Erica's Tragic Life, and about James and, you know, who he is and like where he's been or what their relationship looks like. And so he shows up and he sees she's trying to show out. And as a father, you know, he tries to stop her, and she was like, get your hands off of me. So she kind of tries to front him out, you know, and he's like, okay, see what we about to do. It's not going down the way you think it is about to go down. So it was really interesting to see their dynamic. And he had let her know, like, if you can't come here and act like the way you're supposed to, then you can leave. And she says something to him like, you know, he's not what you always do to me. Don't you always figure out a way to just push me away? And then he's like, oh, dagger to the heart, you know. So he was really hurt by that. But he was like, let me just let this clown sit her butt down, and maybe some food will help. But it didn't. It did not. So that was pretty much the gist of that, you know, for that recap.